Imagine a small island, a resilient nation long suffocated by decades of harsh sanctions, its economy in shambles, its potential locked behind walls of isolation. For over 60 years, Cuba has faced unimaginable hardships, yet its spirit remained unbroken. Cuba, a country once held hostage by an economic embargo, has just made a groundbreaking decision that is set to reshape its future, joining BRICS as an associate member. This transformative move positions Havana as a rising economic powerhouse in the global south, challenging decades of Western dominance and forging new trade routes that could change the trajectory of the island's future. But what does this monumental step mean for Cuba, its people, and the future of global trade? Stay tuned as we unravel the details of this historic shift and dive deep into how Cuba is defying all odds to emerge from the shadows of its turbulent past. From its battle against sanctions to its bold alignment with BRICS, Cuba is proving that resilience, strategy, and collaboration can turn adversity into opportunity. Just hours ago, the Cuban government proudly declared its entry into the BRICS fold, a critical alliance with Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This isn't just another diplomatic achievement for the island. It marks a historic moment that promises to reshape Cuba's economic future forever. For decades, Cuba has been excluded from the global trade system, shackled by an embargo that has isolated the island from critical financial markets, global loans, and trade opportunities. Now, with BRICS membership, Cuba is poised to transform its economy and re-enter the world stage as a vital player. This new status gives Cuba the opportunity to access international markets and resources that have long been out of reach. But there is more to this partnership than meets the eye. This new reality isn't just about restoring Cuba's economic health. It's a statement that the island is ready to challenge the status quo and reshape global trade dynamics. The U.S. embargo against Cuba, implemented in 1960 and strengthened over the years, has been one of the most enduring and devastating tools of economic isolation in modern history. This embargo has cost Cuba billions of dollars, stifling its ability to import and export goods freely, limiting access to international financing, and creating widespread shortages of essential goods, from food to medicine. Cuban citizens have faced chronic shortages of basic necessities, fuel, food, healthcare, and medical supplies. Their daily lives have been marked by the struggle to maintain basic services, and Cuba's energy sector, crippled by the lack of access to advanced technology and fuel, has been one of the hardest hit areas. The sanctions, which banned American businesses and companies from engaging with Cuba, have stifled innovation and prevented the island from tapping into global supply chains. The U.S.'s financial blockade has prevented Cuba from conducting transactions in dollars for over 60 years, which severely restricted the country's access to international markets. As a result, Cuba's economy was left with no viable alternative to fill the gaps left by the embargo. Cuba's entry into BRICS signifies the island's remarkable shift toward economic independence, signaling the beginning of a new era where the U.S.'s sanctions can no longer hold Cuba back. Joining BRICS is a monumental step for Cuba, a powerful testament to its ability to overcome isolation and strategically align itself with a group of nations that represents a staggering 45% of global GDP. This shift provides Cuba with the opportunity to bypass the US dollar as a trade currency, a move that will further weaken the dollar's dominance in global transactions. For over 6 decades, Cuba has been excluded from dollar-based financial systems, forcing the country into a precarious position. Now, Cuba will be able to trade directly with BRICS members in their local currencies, freeing itself from the constraints imposed by the US-controlled global financial system. The BRICS partnership is not just about trade, it's about reclaiming economic sovereignty. By joining this bloc, Cuba can now access a wealth of resources, trade opportunities, and technological advancements that were once beyond reach. It's a chance for Cuba to reclaim its place in the world economy on its own terms, leveraging its strategic alliances for growth and development. Beyond trade, BRICS membership opens new frontiers for Cuba in scientific and technological collaboration. Cuba's energy sector, which has struggled under the weight of the embargo, is now poised for a revolutionary transformation. With BRICS support, Cuba can upgrade its energy infrastructure, tapping into renewable energy projects funded by BRICS nations, such as solar and wind power. This shift toward renewable energy will help Cuba reduce its reliance on costly imported fuel and set the stage for a more sustainable and self-sufficient energy future. Moreover, Cuba's impressive expertise in biotechnology, agriculture, and healthcare is poised to benefit from collaborative projects with BRICS members. The island has long been a global leader in medical advancements, with its highly skilled healthcare workforce and renowned biotechnology innovations. Now, Cuba will have the opportunity to collaborate with other BRICS nations to drive forward medical research, develop new pharmaceuticals, and expand healthcare initiatives. This collaboration promises not only to improve Cuba's public services, but also to strengthen the overall BRICS mission of driving collective prosperity and global innovation. Cuba's move into the BRICS sphere is part of a broader global shift toward a multipolar world order. As BRICS continues to expand its influence, Cuba's strategic location becomes even more crucial. The Mariel Special Development Zone, Cuba's premier logistics hub, will play a central role as BRICS nations channel investments and goods through the island. This creates an opportunity for Cuba to become a key player in global trade, especially within Latin America and the Caribbean. BRICS member countries, rich in oil, natural resources, and technological expertise, will collaborate with Cuba to develop new infrastructure, trade routes, and economic partnerships that bypass the West and offer new pathways for growth and prosperity. One of the most exciting aspects of Cuba's BRICS membership is the opportunity to lead a digital revolution. With the help of BRICS partners, Cuba plans to modernize its telecommunications infrastructure, bringing high-speed internet and advanced technologies to its citizens. This digital transformation promises to bridge the technological gap, opening up new opportunities for entrepreneurship, innovation, and connectivity across the island. As Cuba modernizes its tech infrastructure, the country will be well-positioned to build a thriving tech ecosystem, attracting foreign investment and fostering innovation. The Cuban government has already unveiled ambitious plans to leverage this newfound alliance to attract investments in tourism, technology, agriculture, and more. These efforts will diversify Cuba's economy, moving away from its traditional reliance on sugar and tourism, and opening new industries to fuel economic growth. As Cuba cements its position within BRICS, Washington faces an uncomfortable reality. The decades-long economic embargo that once seemed invincible is losing its power. The effectiveness of U.S. sanctions is waning as Cuba aligns with BRICS, gaining access to trade routes, resources, and financial systems that are rapidly distancing themselves from dollar-based transactions. The growing influence of BRICS, and its push for de-dollarization, signals the diminishing relevance of U.S. economic dominance. Cuba, along with other nations, is shifting its focus toward a new economic paradigm, one that challenges the U.S.'s hegemonic control over global finance. With its BRICS membership secured, Cuba is already seeing the fruits of this strategic alignment. Goods, technology, and resources are flowing into Cuban ports, fueling industrial growth, revitalizing its energy sector, and supplying much-needed goods that were previously scarce. Looking ahead, Cuba's role in the global economy will continue to evolve, with plans to focus on sectors like renewable energy, digital technology, and global trade. With the support of BRICS nations, Cuba is set to transform into a diversified, forward-thinking economy that is no longer reliant on foreign aid or Western-driven financial systems. Cuba's inclusion in BRICS represents more than just an economic shift. It's part of a broader movement toward de-dollarization. As the world's leading emerging economies work to break free from the stranglehold of the US dollar, Cuba's success will serve as a powerful example of the growing influence of alternative currencies in global trade. This shift has the potential to reshape the global economic landscape, with BRICS countries leading the charge toward a more multipolar, equitable world order. Cuba's entrance into BRICS is a defining moment not just for the island, but for the entire global economy. With its newfound access to trade, resources, and technology, Cuba is poised to redefine its role on the world stage. The long-lasting impact of this decision will be felt not only in Cuba, but across the global South as nations unite to build a fairer, more inclusive global economy. The question now is, will Cuba's success accelerate the decline of U.S. sanctions? Will this signify the beginning of a new era of global cooperation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And stay tuned because as BRICS continues to expand, Cuba's role in this revolution is just beginning. The next chapter of global trade is unfolding, and Cuba is ready to play a starring role in this transformative journey.